Okay, so I've got the little Momo in here, and she's got a whole pile of energy. She just finished kicking over that barrel. Not on your best behavior, but looking pretty good. Wow. Goodness. Just gonna let her get out of a little bit of her beans. She's excited. She hasn't been in here in a little while. We don't do a lot of, or haven't done a lot of work together. In here, it's causing it to be pretty dusty. My goodness. So we're all set up, ready to go. We've got some tarps here. I'm going to do a two-part video. First video is going to be about the basic groundwork that I need her to understand to be able to do the tarp stuff. I have two different color tarps because horses react differently to different colors. We're going to see how she does when she figures out one and then figures out the other. She just kicks everything. She runs by stuff and just kicks it. What are you doing? I don't want you kicking anything over here. I'm just hitting my leg. Let's put a little worry to have her back up a step. And off she goes. To the other corner. Nothing really over there. Some stuff to sniff. Maybe a couple weeds growing over that way. Screech. And back the other way. Man, you'd think I hadn't let her out in a while or something like that. It is just not the case. So I'm going to let her run around just a little bit, and then we're going to get on with this groundwork stuff. Because she needs a lot of practice with groundwork. I actually haven't done much of anything, come to think of it, so you guys are going to be catching the very beginnings of groundwork other than leading. I mean, a little bit of leading and a little bit of stuff. Obviously, she's going in and out and in and out. She's gone into the grass. I've led her around the trails. So there's the basics that are kind of there, but we need some precision. Now for a roly-poly. See if she makes it over. Nope. One more. One more. Yeah, almost. Big shake. Good. Okay, I'm going to switch cameras and we're going to get, I'm going to go capture her. Let's get started with the groundwork. Okay, so I've got a little Mocha here. She is a 1-year-old, just a little over one. Canadian Mustang, or a BC Wildie as we like to call them. Now, I haven't done any groundwork with her other than the basic leading that we do and getting in and out of the arena. So something like this is going to be very brand new to her, and she's going to think something of it because it makes noise, for one, and two, I'm going to kind of use it in a way that's going to seem alarming. Now, the thing to think about, there's a couple things to think about. One, this is a worry-inducing item currently, but it doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. In fact, we don't want it to stay that way. We just need it to be kind of effective for a bit of movement until we can get other things to take more effect. And then we'll just take all that concern out by just touching and whatever. And she doesn't really mind it right now. Now, we have a lot of draw. I don't have a lot of drive with her. I don't tend to push her around much other than kind of out of my space. So she's going to want to be near me. Now, I've got her on a lead and a halter. Our first rule is that we want to treat this lead and a halter like we're holding hands. We don't want to be bumping. We don't want to be snapping. We don't want to be pulling. We want to do our very best to not have this halter feel bad on her face. And the most common way, the most taught way, and the most accepted way is to bump or snap. Just never. Just absolutely never. It's no different if any of you are older brothers or sisters or parents or something like that, and you've got a kid and they're pulling on your hand or something like that. It's at the very least that annoying, and at the very worst, it actually becomes kind of painful. So, I'm not here to put a lot of fear into her, but I am here to put a little bit of worry into her so that I can be effective in other ways. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start with just a quick touch because I don't want a ton of fear in her. Just a little weight. That's good. There's too much fear in her for this, so we have to take some out. There we go. All right, so why do horses do this? Why do they fear something that's just clearly inanimate? And we'll never really know, but we can make some assumptions that perhaps it looks like something that they fear is going to hurt them, eat them, get them in the eyeball or something. I don't know. But the idea is we're going to teach that because it's connected to me, it's not going to be a lot different than if I had a tail. You know how horses will flag their tail? Then if I were to do something like this, I might be flagging my tail, and they should be taking alert, because after a flag of a tail is usually some kind of kick. So now, what I have done only so far that you've seen is touch her nose. Now, for a horse, their nose is the farthest place from their body as can be. That's why when I touched her body or her shoulder, she totally lost her mind. But the nose is fine. So we're trying to start with the nose and then leave it. And kind of come back to the nose and then leave it, put it behind me and pet her and tell her everything is okay. Right? You're just a little horse. So this thing's starting to fall apart. It's getting kind of old. So I'm going to make just a little bit of space. I'm going to come into the chest and touch and leave. We'll see what happens. I mean, anything could happen here. She could get pretty worried. But we've got to check that out and be a little bit careless here and there. But I do want some worry. So if I were to say to her, can you go over there? Because this is going to be the beginning of our groundwork. We want to be able to direct a horse somewhere. So when I say to her, I want you to go over there, I'm going to be looking in that direction. I'm not going to be staring at my horse like this. Second mistake, big mistake that people make and teach, and it's well accepted, is that when you want something to happen, you stare at your horse and you stare really hard at them. And what we really want to do is we want to say, hey, I'd really like you to go over there. You know, as if we were about to go together, because that's what groundwork should be. Groundwork, third mistake, is standing in the center, sending horses around in circles. I used to do this, I used to teach it, and now I find it not nearly as good as I ever thought it would be. The piece of this went by her foot there for a second. Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to say, hey, I need you to go that way. And so what I might do is I might start waving this thing around and she'll leave. Now I've caused her to leave me, but I'm still thinking somewhere just a little over there. So I'm going to try again. I'll wait, and then I'll start to raise this up and make a little noise. Move my foot. And that is plenty. Fourth mistake that people generally make is they want the horse to continue around in a circle, despite the fact that the go sucks, right? This is go. Anything more than that is terrible, both on the horse and the human side of things. If I have to do more than this, so I'm going to do more. I'm going to step again, a little more wave, there. Okay, so that is her go right now. Her go is no good. But you're a good horse. Your go just sucks. Try again. I'm going to send her out. I'm looking out. I'm thinking out. I'm thinking about going somewhere over there. So I go again, raise, wave. Step, 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 step. There's a step. But it's not a step that I want. What I've done is just sort of induce a bit of movement, a bit of drive. Now, I'm not gonna whack her with it. We don't wanna go whacking horses. We can tap a little bit if we wanted to, because she's still worried about this thing. She says, look at that, she says. So I'm going to continue to borrow that cheat to get things done. I'm also not really hanging on to the lead very hard. If she chose to get away from me, I might just let her a little bit, at least maybe to the end of here, but we'll see what happens because I don't really want to yank on her or pull on her face and stuff like that. So, all right, let's continue trying to get this. I want her to go that way. I'm leaning that way. Everything about my body says I want to go that way. Oh. Okay, so off we go. So I might come back a little further towards her butt, hit the ground. There, and that's it. That's it. And then there was a little draw. So this is what I mean by we don't want to go into a circle. We don't want to send her off in one direction or another with worry. I want her to go, I want her to go nicely into this. So I'm going to try again. A little bit of encouragement. She's thinking about it. There's the nose. Step, step. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So these are just baby movements for a baby. This works. This is perfect for older horses as well. So you're going to see a change pretty soon. I think she's been thinking about it. So I'm going to send. Everything about this is sending. I'm sending her out. So now I'm going to bring in a little energy. More. And that's plenty. That's already too much. It's too much. We got to get quieter. Hello, little one. You're doing very well. I'm very proud of you. Okay, that's already a lot because I didn't want her to take so many steps yet. But let's try again. I'm going to send her out. There's the nose. Good. Just a foot movement is kind of nice. Let's try again. Up. Good. I'm going to send her a few steps. I'm still looking. A lot of my energy is faced sort of, I stuttered through that. So hang on a second for her. A lot of my energy is faced downwards, low. I don't want her headed out that way. I'm not staring at her and I'm not looking off in the middle of nowhere. When she does get going, I want quiet, centered movement with me. Okay? Good. Yes, you're a good little student today. Okay, so you can go now. She says, I'm not sure. So I'm doing a little less. Okay, let's ramp up. That's plenty. And draw. Her nose should follow my hand in synchronicity. Good girl. We're going to try again. So when I send her out, say, I need you over there. She says, I'd like to have a nap. Good. Okay. Let's get quiet at first. Everything about me says go. A little more. I'm going with you. I'll go with you. Okay, I'm going to put this behind my back. And we're going to just go together, just a smidge. A little bit more. As I step, 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 and draw. Okay, that's a lot. Now our go still sucks. But we can kind of test that, just that little bit of can we go a little bit more? There's purpose to this activity for them because what we're really practicing or trying to practice doing in the end is to be here when we go because this is where we're going to end up riding. Not for her for a long time, but more or less. This will be in her brain. I don't know what she's looking in the forest for. But let's send her. Everything about me says get going. I'm going to send her out. Good girl. Step. Okay, I want a little more. I want you to come with me, but not behind me. Does that make sense? So I'm still thinking of going. My hand is still out and ready to go. Step. Come on. Step, 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 step. A little more. Step. Now, this is where we have to be super careful with our positioning. Because if I get ahead of her, she'll think she needs to stop. If I get behind her, she'll think about leaving. Good. You can almost count this stuff out in your head. Okay, so that's what we're trying to get to. That's what we're trying to get to. But her go still kind of sucks. We don't want to settle. We don't want to be doing circles at all. At all. Leave that for now. There's no rush. Okay, I'm going to come in beside her and I'm going to send her out. She says, I don't know. So, wave the flag a little. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good enough. Plenty. Okay. Still looking on a good go. Good girl. Okay, so we're not looking at her. We're thinking about where we want to be. We're not doing anything beyond what we need to do, which is get a good go. We've got a good stop. She's not racing away from me. I've got fantastic draw. My horses want to be with me. So let's go. Because groundwork isn't about sending horses all over the place. Groundwork is about going together with horses. Come on, catch up. 2, 3, keep going. 4, 5. See, I'm a little ahead of her, so she wants to stop. There we go. Now we're almost in sync, but she takes tiny little steps, so it's not very easy. Now she's leaving. So I'm just going to slowly draw this way. And now I'm just going to completely draw this way. And I'm going to have her follow this thing. Because I think she's got a bit too much worry in her now for what I need. Good. So we chase the problem. We chase the trouble. Now, it doesn't mean that she's going to want this anywhere near her body yet. I might stop her there. Stop her like that. This is my stop because I want her to think about where this is going. In fact, I should be able to send her the other way. Let's find out. We'll see. We'll see. That's a good change in mind. Try again. So my arm is kind of blocking her forward, and she doesn't want to give the other eye. There's a change in her mind a little bit. Try again. There, that's plenty. Okay, so that's sort of what we refer to as sort of a backwards. Usually when we're trying to get horses to go, we'll be like this or like this. But this one it's useful. You'll find use in this. So if I try to send her a little more, that's plenty. That's already, it's a bad go anyway, so. But we do want her to be two-sided, so we'll definitely have to work on that. Good girl. I know, it's a big deal. Oh, you've got an itch. Where is it? Where is it? Did that help at all? Or do you need to scratch? She says it's not bad. I guess it'll do. Okay, so let's try again. We're going to send. She's looking up top. Something just waved around a little bit. She says, I don't know. So we're just going to provide that extra energy. I'm going to get louder. Whew. Okay, so it's too much. It's too much. She says, I need to whip by. So it's undesirable. I'm going to send her. Little wave with my flag. Plenty. Good girl. Okay, turn to me. Turn to me. That'll do. That'll do. Yes, you're just a big snuggle bug. So we want to take that worry out as best as we can as well. We can come in and have this little snuggle. I've done a lot of drawing, so let's walk around a smidge. My flag's behind me. I can actually wave it around a little bit and have her follow that. This groundwork will be good for her. Nothing's out here to hurt her. We just have to sort of solve how I'm going to send her off that draw. Okay, we're almost ready. She thinks I'm going to get ahead of her. I just need her to catch up. That's good. 2, 3, 4. Keep going. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's quick. Watch the nose. We want to keep that nose inwards if we can. And draw. Okay, so we're going a little much because she doesn't go yet. So we're going to try go again. Good. Good. Stop there. Try go again. Good. Stop. Draw. Go again. Good. Stop. Draw. Stop. Go again. Good. Stop. Draw. Go again. Good girl. Stop. Draw. Go again. Go. Go. Good girl. Stop. Draw. Go again. Stop. Draw. Good. Go again. Go. It's plenty. Stop and draw. Good. Go again. Go. Good girl. Let's go. We'll go together a bit. If go is better, we can move. Turn. Come across. Keep up. So I made a hard left. She's just following right now. She's just leading, so we don't want that. Okay, draw. She's got ahead of me, so we want to put a pause on that. And this type of exercise can be so beneficial because we're not putting in a pile of fear. We got a little bit of worry, but we take it back out. We don't have a lot of rapid movement. We don't have a bunch of jittering. We don't have a bunch of reflex action happening, right? So I say go. Go means go. Thank you. Stop. Go. 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 Good girl. And stop. And draw. Thank you. One more time. And go. I know, but go means go. Fantastic. Good. Now that's something we'll want to do on both sides of the horse. She's going to have a little more concern on the other side if I were to send her. She says, I don't know, I'm looking at the flag. So it's ineffective, but it will be effective. If I say go, I'll send. I don't have the nose yet. So I actually need the nose. We're not going to bump on the nose. We're just going to lead with our hand. Get bigger. I don't have any feet. I don't have anything, actually. Almost there. Okay, that's plenty. It took so long. Because it took so long to get that, I want to put a pause on the activity for a second. Because that took way too long. So we're going to wait for her to kind of have some blinks and think and look around and ponder something else. Okay, let's give it another go. I say go. That's good, girl. Good girl. So, not bad, actually. I'm quite impressed. You're learning quite quickly. You're doing very well on this side. Go. Good girl. Turn. And draw. Good girl. Very good. So we're going to continue doing that, but that's sort of an indication or an idea of what you can do to get groundwork going. And if it looks anything rougher, anything more jittery than this, then you've left a gap. So I want her to go, but she's already tuning out. So I'm just going to make a little noise. I'm going to lean into it, really send her out there with my thoughts and everything about my body movement. Put a little worry in and take it out. Good girl. I know. And the flies, a couple flies just hanging around. We're going to set up again. Send her. A couple of flaps did it. We're good. She's too fast. She's too fast. She's not thinking about what I'm doing. She's actually racing ahead a little bit. Sometimes when you get a little bit of a race happening, then what will happen is they'll kick when they leave because they're worried. It's normal. They're worried. So I don't want her thinking about leaving. Groundwork isn't, oh, I know, there's a fly. Groundwork isn't about driving all over the place. Groundwork is about going together. Can't say that enough. I know, a couple of flies, but let's get going. Go. Come on. I'm going, you should be going. Good girl. That's plenty. Thanks, because you kind of suck on that side. Stop. Good. Go the other way, switch your side. Switch sides. Go. Plenty. Too much even. Okay, one more. I know, I'd like, sometimes when your horse wants to check in with you, go ahead. We're just gonna give a little worry here. There we go. So that's a good start. I'm gonna leave it at that right now for the video. I'm gonna do a little bit more with her, and then we're gonna get into the tarps. So part 2.